episode 9. I'll be watching it from Funimation's website, and I will be starting my reaction in 1, 0, and go. Alright, I'm pumped up for this, especially since it's not going to be a recap, hopefully. Nah, I can't be. No, all jokes aside, though, I'm really pumped up for this. Because it's only been 2 weeks since there's been new One Drake Party content. It's looking adorable. I like how they leave it to like the most. I like how they leap to like the most extreme scenarios. It's adorable. And it's actually nice to get to see Nero actually open himself up to the point where she's actually inviting him to her home, because that's a big leap for someone that doesn't normally interact. I mean, she interacts with people now, but it is a big step for her. Actually shows you how much you really trust all of them at this point. And you know, I wouldn't be surprised if Nero ends up being a little bit nervous, too. Oh, and speaking of eggs, since it was a One Drake Priority week, One Drake Priority, I've been eating eggs lately every Tuesday because of this anime. Because just something about watching this series gives me like an extreme urge to eat motherfucking eggs. Do any of y'all, like, have that same urge to eat eggs? I mean, I eat them of like the hard-boiled variety. But, anyways, all jokes aside, can't wait actually. The only thing I'm wondering though, since it is episode 9, I'm assuming this series is going to be a one course, so unless the whole episode spends like a 12 8-minute chunk on them showing off Neru's home, my guess is it's probably going to divulge information regarding Neru's sister, because there's no effing way. My guess is she might have some things in that house. Maybe some picture frames on her sister. And maybe that could be how the episode's going to transition straight into dialogue regarding her sister. Or maybe in a flashback. That's going to be my guess. Oh, hello, Joshua Johnson. I'm doing pretty good right now. Hope you're having a fantastic day also. I love how you can see your mind is complete. You can tell it's completely blasted right now. That's cute. Whoa! Rick, what the dirty imagination! I love it though. And it makes sense that she'd make that kind of joke too, considering Eureka's upbringing. I'm assuming Nero's going to be one of those high IQ individuals. Doesn't surprise me one bit, actually. Oh, I love that modesty. Yeah, yo, it's like the writers of my line and having that lady actually talk about modesty too, real quickly. That's actually pretty fucked up how they won't say anything regarding their parents. Aww. It kind of does. Because yes, I guess in a way. Oh. I wonder who's that belong to. I wouldn't be surprised if it belongs to her sister. I don't think it'd be there for no other reason. Or who knows? Maybe I'm just super dang paranoid. But when it comes to anime, though, it's usually best to be on the paranoid side. Because you never know. Oh, that thing warms up my heart. I mean, I can't blame you, Joshua Johnson. They're all pretty great characters. For me, though, my personal fave, though, it's tough. But I'm gonna go with Rika for now. Rika, she's in my fave. But I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a close second. Depending on what happens, I could go into number one for me again. Okay, what type of crazy stuff is she gonna do now? Oh, never mind. I thought it was gonna be some kind of like cute little prank. Oh, this is oh man, I love the animation for Momotaro. Oh, this is it's cute. Oh, I wouldn't be surprised. Hey, you know that's a pretty dang good career to go for too, a dietitian. Of course. But I think Rika could probably aspire to something higher than that, though. She's smart, you know? But that's still an interesting goal regardless. Oh, that's like, oh, that's cute. Hmm. You can tell Nero she's oh. That's only fair. Whoa. I can only hope it's an actual person, but you never know. What the fuck? Whoa! I wasn't expecting that. Oh yeah, I don't blame you, Joshua Johnson. Whenever like you hear the name Adam in anime, it's like pure evil sometimes. Like Adam from motherfucking Escape the Infinity, he's a freaking savage. Or Adam from like the Sinful Gear series, he was an absolute savage, so I can see why you wouldn't enjoy the name Adam. But yo, that's just shocking right there seeing this. Because it never be the last other person to be expecting. Oh. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. And plus, in the long run, scientists always trying to discover. I wonder if she ended up oh, so I wonder if she ended up protecting Kotobuki then. One of the previous. Oh. Okay. Finally, we're getting some major implications for one of the girls she actually protected in the dream world at the very least. Although in saying that, I would have loved to have actually seen Naru actually protect her in an actual episode, if I'm being perfectly honest. But hey, a lot of the best series have at least a few flaws or kinks here and there. Oh! And it's actually nice to get to see her Pinkle actually achieve some feats still. Oh man, this is a bundle of joy. Hmm. Okay, talk about doing things from the extreme. So she did. So she did all those experiments just for that. What a wild lady. So who knows that even if she does manage to get her out of that state. Okay, those laughs from those haters, and they never cease to fail in tripping me out. It's actually nice to get to see the full-on perspective of someone that's experienced being so close to death and actually hear Neru's friend actually counting all the little bits and spice little details actually. It gives One Drake variety a bit more uniqueness too. Okay, at the very least, because I was wondering what would happen if their cutesy little animal partners were to completely die. At the very least, we get confirmation that they'd regenerate. Sure, there'd be no one else to take care of her, and Nero would have kicked the bucket. And the government wouldn't be inclined to. At least now we know that Nero's got way more to fight for, aside from trying to her to revive her own sister. She also has another friend to help. I think that's really darn sweet right there. And honestly, it just shows you what of all the emotional weight. I love how she ignores the question by asking another question. Aww. And that scene right there, that does show you why Nero was. Oh, it puts into context why she was hesitant of getting herself attached to other people. I mean, with her almost being killed by her own sister, and then her friend before she met the other three almost killing herself. I could see why Nero had issues with attaching herself to other people. And I love it. This scene actually gives her a lot more characterization. Oh no 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 no. I mean of all the oh, it looks like she might actually be able to pull it out with the win. Okay, at the very least it was only the ribbon and thankfully it wasn't a body part that's being ripped out. And like always, the visuals were beautiful with like the smears and the flame effects. Jeez. Okay, I gotta admit that bit where she catches Kotobuki-san, gorgeous. I'd say that's one of my favorite bits in the whole episode. Yes, but talk about an epic comeback right there. You know, like the animation where Kotobuki gets back up, you can tell just the kinetic energy with the way her hand moves, and the way her hands look slightly deformed in like the frames. It looks gorgeous. Alright, you should never underestimate someone's capabilities no matter the age. When is he gonna inject himself with steroids or something? Yeah, he got wrecked, Josh Johnson. Not just physically, but mentally and emotionally, too. Oh, he offed himself off then. Alrighty. Aww. Aww. I mean, that's what she wanted, though. I mean, but if it's a Kotobuki wanted in the... Yeah, I mean, if that's a Kotobuki wanted in the dream state, then she's sort of gotta oblige. I understand all their sides. Oh! I mean, yeah. Or not just that. She might regret it forever, especially if she has bloods on her hands, figuratively. I mean, she's saying that now, but she has no way of predicting how she's going to respond at a later date, though. She's hesitating. You can see the way her hand's shaking. Yo, I actually like that little feature there. I mean, we saw an arrow shaking on it because of the way her finger was switching. The animators would have put in that detail if that wasn't going to have some major importance. So I love that type of stuff. Where you can tell the writers and the animators, they don't just spoof, you know, it's very little bit of information. They can tell us a lot just by either facial reactions or body language. Oh. Huh? Okay, now I wonder what's this woman's angle. What the Oh, okay, what do Rick and Momotaro do? They should just keep their mouth shut. Tell Neru and I. Okay, good, good, good. At least they're not riled up because if they're gonna take on those two, they're gonna need as much power as they can. But honestly, they're evil sacks of shit though for getting those girl sacks to commit suicide. I really want to see them taken down now. Fuck those two evil villains. Help her. I, Neru, Rika, and Momotaro just eviscerate them. I mean, there's no problem with that though. Anyone in her spot would hesitate too. I mean, it'd be It'd crush anyone in the same spot that Neru would be in, whether it be a girl, an adult, or not even the gender. Anyone would be shaking if they're about to end someone's life. Well, at least most people would. Hmm. Oh. Oh. Okay then. Look, all the major revelations right there. I mean, that's a good message to live by, you know? Always living it to the fullest. Oh! Oh, damn. I was hoping for more because it was such a great episode, but I loved it. This one, I'm definitely going to rate it a 9.25 out of 10 because it actually provided quite a lot. At least now we know. Finally found out more about Neru's circumstances and just all the pain she had to deal with when it comes to like Kotobuki. It just really makes you feel more bad for her than you already felt. And I do love how this episode also finally gives us our two main antagonists. Because now that we know those two men were the ones that were involved behind the suicides, now can't wait to see how Rika and Momotaro are going to react to that. So that's going to add another layer of tension that the series didn't have before. Because, yes, all the antagonists they took on were interesting, but the thing about all the fights I've had in the past, they were just enemies that were introduced in the singular episode, then they were instantly dispatched. They weren't really built up that much. In comparison, the two men that I was talking have been built up from the start of the series, so it's going to make things essentially much more interesting. And that's what I thought I did really darn well from a story standpoint, because now any confrontation versus those two and the girls is going to be absolutely interesting to see now due to that. And then aside from that, going to the favor of the episode, I do love how in this episode it had some nice messages where you should live life to the fullest. And I also love how I discussed the ethics of whether you should take someone out of life support, even if that specific individual wants you to, because even though, yes, that's what technically Kotobuki wanted Neru to do, I do love seeing how Neru was hesitating. It made the situation feel much more realistic because, yes, even though there are cases where you have a family member that wants the bug to be pulled in, it ain't ever going to be easy. And I love how they portray that so intensely in the episode. And that's something that also went into the favor of the episode. Because most animes, they really don't tackle those type of themes. And that's what I thought this episode of One Dark Priority was one of the best in the series by far. And on top of that, even though, yes, the part in the episode where you see Neru protecting Kotobuki, that part was also super engaging to watch. But it tells you a lot about the series where the most interesting portions aren't the action-based sequences, but the sequences of dialogue and the revelations. It just shows you how great the series is. And that's to give credit to the animators because its action sequences, they are by far the best looking, well, among the best looking action sequences of the series by far. So I gotta give absolute credit to the craftsmanship. And then naturally, aside from the script of the episode doing all that, it did a lot in actually developing a lot of our main cast. I mean, it was nice to actually get to hear Momotaro's go. She wants to be a dietarian. Well, I mean, it was a bit quick. And then you have Rika who wants to get into a marriage with someone rich, and she wants to travel around. Like, all those are all pretty darn fine and dandy and pretty good goals, if you ask me. I think it makes the series much more enriching if the girls actually do have long-term goals instead of just the short-term goal of, say, protecting the girls that they usually protect each and every other episode. And then on top of that, something else that I also really liked about this episode too, I do like how when it comes to Ai, even though yeah she didn't specifically say any like concrete long-term goals, I do like how she at least mentioned that she wants to try living on her own. And that's it, because even though yes, it isn't as say a much concrete goal in comparison to say Momotaro and Rika, I feel that's realistic. Because in a group of friends, you're always going to have your friends that know what they're going to want to do. You're going to sometimes have other friends that don't necessarily know what they want to do. And other friends who just want to keep the status quo, which you kind of did have that with Naru, where at least in the middle of the episode, she wanted to keep things in her life basically the same. And I love that. I think it makes all the characters in the series feel much more interesting and much more easier to root for than they already were anyways. And that's why I really love this episode. Because it shows that the girls have more to do in their lives than just the stuff they typically do in the series. And I love how it emphasizes that. Because in too many animes, they just introduce sometimes characters in conflict, but that's about it. They never really layer up what they want to do after they get out of the conflict they're involved with. And that's why I felt the episode did fantastic with all the characters. And even Kotsubuki, even though yes, she was there for a small bit, did a great job of making you feel sympathy for her situation and making you feel bad for her, you know? Especially with the ways things ended off for her. And on top of that, something else that I also really thought was powerful in the episode was just seeing the way Naru was reacting. It's like, oh, it just makes you think, man, poor girl. No one at her age deserves to suffer as much as she's suffering. And that's why I absolutely love the episode's script. And aside from that, it was nice to get to be revealed that Neru's assistant, or at least one of the people that works with her, is involved with the two shady men. I mean, at least I appreciate that because shit, I didn't see that twist coming. Now, aside from that, the visuals were great. Honestly, there wasn't a single bit where I felt the animation looked awful one bit. And if anything, it felt like this was by far one of the prettiest looking episodes in the series. It's like, geez. It just feels like each and every time we get a new episode, the animators want to just flex further beyond. Artwork was absolutely beautiful. And the vocal performances were great. And that's why I'm pointing 5 out of 10. But, anyways, y'all. These are my thoughts on the episode. I would love to hear your thoughts on how I feel about my reaction or the episode itself in the comment section below. And right before I go, though, let me just say thank you very much to Joshua Johnson for commenting on the live chat. And for everyone else, I'd also like to say thank you very much for watching my video. Hope y'all rate the video, share it, comment, subscribe if you do not want to miss my One Rank Priority Episode 10 reaction. Oh, I almost forgot to mention this, but yeah, the only thing I really wish they would have delved on though is it would have been nice if we would have seen Naru protect Kotobuki in real time, since it would have made it feel at least a little bit more tense. But I understand the approach that the series took, since I guess with them waiting for it to be a real this late in the game, it did a great job of revealing a lot of nice things about Neru. So, you know what? I'm not going to blame him one bit at all. But yeah, that's the extra stuff I wanted to clarify at least a little bit more on that. But yeah, regardless though, I absolutely loved the episode, and I cannot wait to see what the next episode's going to bring. But anyways, y'all, thank y'all so much for watching my reaction, and I hope y'all have a fun, great, safe, and fantastic day, everyone. Bye-bye.